Florida Retail Federation and Georgia Retail Association President and CEO Scott Shalley. Scott, how are retailers planning to recover from this storm?
Well, we're working very hard right now. This is an effort that really began 5 or 6 days before the storm got here. We've had staff embedded at the State Emergency Operations Center for about a week now, preparing for this inevitable recovery. It's presented unique challenges. We're used to dealing with hurricanes here in Florida, but we're not used to dealing with one that encompasses the entire state. 67 counties in a state of emergency is really unprecedented, and that's affected our logistics as we've prepared. But there's been an intensive collaborative effort within the State Emergency Operations Center, all the stakeholders, the state government, federal government, local government working together as we collaborated on not only storm preparation but recovery preparation on the front end. I cannot say enough about Governor Scott, the effort that he's put forth in terms of lending every available resource, clearing every bureaucratic hurdle that we might run into to help retailers and fuel suppliers stage to get products and gas back available to our citizens.
And we're actually going to talk about that, getting those gas supplies back to everybody in need in Florida. But I want to get your take on this. A manager at Jacksonville Pizza Hut reportedly threatened to discipline employees who evacuated for the storm. The company under fire after a photo of a memo posted for employees went viral. The memo read, "To all team members, failure to show for these shifts, regardless of reason, will be considered a no-call, no-show, and documentation will be issued." It basically said that you get maybe 1 day to evacuate, but you can't evacuate on a Friday if the storm's coming in on a Tuesday. It was ludicrous, and it's actually a story that we covered yesterday about whether somebody can fire you for not showing up for a shift. I want to get your reaction to this, because it's really this is a black mark for a lot of retailers.
It is, and the unfortunate thing is I'm not familiar with the specifics of that story, but it is so inconsistent with what we've seen throughout the industry. I've worked with retailers all week at the largest level and the smallest locally owned shops, and really the theme throughout has been compassion for their employees and the safety of their employees. So this is, it is a black mark, Dagan, I agree with you, but it's particularly unfortunate in that it is so inconsistent with what we are seeing out of the industry at large.
Yeah, Scott, I just wanted to be clear. It said employees cannot evacuate more than 24 hours before the storm and must return within 72 hours. Pizza Hut said we absolutely don't have a policy where team members can leave or return from a disaster. And so they're trying to cover their you-know-whats now. Scott, thank you so much. Scott Shalley, take care of yourself. Be well.
Thank you, Dagan.